What's up? This is video number 3, and I had to stop for a second and get myself some green tea because my voice is like, you could hear it wavering, like I'm about to lose my voice, and I don't know why. I don't feel sick. I wasn't screaming. I wasn't singing. It's just doing this, and I don't know why. Well, I think it could be because I never learned, I always say this, I never learned to speak from my diaphragm, which I know from my mother because she's a jazz vocalist and she has a very rich voice when she speaks, and I have a squeaky nasally voice when I speak, and this is not even as high as it goes. Like, the louder I try to talk softly, because the louder I talk, the higher my voice goes, and if I try to yell, I'll just sound like it's terrible. I actually try to deepen my voice as I talk so I don't sound as squeaky as I would sound, because no one takes you seriously when you have a high voice. I mean, it's not the lady from Police Academy bad, but if I were to try to talk in my normal voice, it's not right. It's like my vocal cords didn't mature or something, or like I said, I'm speaking from the wrong part. I mean, I guess from my throat rather than my diaphragm. Well, anyways, aside from that, excuse my voice, I'm still going to talk about Thicker Than Water. I want to call it the Beverly Hillbillies, because that's what it is. It's the Beverly Hillbillies. I'm waiting for one of them to say, I got a cement pond. Because that's what it is. It's a new Beverly Hillbillies. So it starts out with the dad preaching in Steve Harvey suit, and I don't know what the hell he said because I was distracted by this goddamn suit. And then Benji, I always had to try to remember his name because I associate that with the dog. Not like, why would you even name your child Benji? Everyone's gonna think of the dog. That's like naming your kid Scooby Doo. Everybody's gonna think, or Snoopy. Everybody's gonna think of the dog. But anyways, his little mouth-breathing self, his wife, sorry. His wife says that Brooklyn thinks that Benji sabotaged her show, which, no, I don't think Benji could think forward enough to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He's not smart enough to plan a sabotage at all. That boy, every time you look at him, he's like this. He's a damn mouth breather. What else happened? Brooklyn goes to talk to Jewel. She looks all nervous, and then we find out that she's nervous because she smashed up the father's car. And there's that word again, smash. She smashed a homies. I can't. Forever, Tom Green has ruined the word smash for me. Or not ruined. He has reassociated that word permanently with Ray J and Smash the Homies. Every time I hear it. She says that she was tired and she blames her hairline for her exhaustion, which I don't understand why she's so exhausted, because that's all she seems to have to do is her hairline. There are people who are working full-time, going to school full-time, working full-time, going to school full-time, and raising, multiple children, working, going to school full-time, raising children, and maybe taking care of a elderly parent. And all you have to do is get up in the morning, send your daughter off to school, and work on your wig line. I don't know why you're so exhausted. Hire some interns, get organized. That's all I'm saying. It's not like you didn't have to sew the weave yourself. All you're doing is buying it from a distributor and reselling it to some damn hair salons. Unless maybe you have a website and you spend a lot of time working on that, but I don't. Brooklyn doesn't strike me as I'm a web developer type person, but I don't know. Who knows? She might be. I don't know. Cyrene calls Brooklyn a screw-up in the timeline, and when your ass hasn't left home yet and you're still a teenager, you don't get to say that about any of your older siblings. What you need to do is, sit the hell back, be the little princess that you are, and shut the hell up, because you have no idea what they're doing or what they've been through. So you have it's just the disrespect of it. And maybe I think that way because I'm the oldest sister of my sisters, and my brother's the oldest, and then me, and then I have 3 sisters younger than me. And I don't know, there's just something about you don't tolerate disrespect from your younger sisters. It's just the way it is. Or at least that's the way it should be. And I don't really have to worry too much about that with my sister. I have one sister that she swears she tries to talk to me like she's older than me. And I don't listen to her, but she tries. The other two are very respectful. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Benji says that he in Brooklyn. Wait, if he was Brooklyn, he would not want to come home. And it kind of feels like everybody kicked Brooklyn Day, and I kind of feel bad for her. On one hand, she does seem like maybe she doesn't plan well, but at the same time, the people that are criticizing her, they're not doing anything in their life either, so they need to shut the hell up. That's what I'm saying. What else? Jewel and Janice visit the dance studio, and the person, the coordinator I was talking to, really lost me when she said the students were going to be there and they would have to share the room, and I thought that was tacky. So while I don't agree with Jewel's delivery, I have to agree with her about that idea. Why would you want to even have your parents' anniversary in a place that you're going to have to share with a bunch of strangers? Especially something as important as a 45th wedding anniversary. I don't know where Janice was coming with that. What else happened? Oh yeah, Jewel quoting the Bible for no goddamn reason. Which I can't stand. I feel like if you are a Christian, just be Christian. That's what that means. It means to be Christ-like. Show it in your actions. Don't just quote and quote and quote. Because that makes me doubt your faith. Because if all you can do is quote and quote and quote, then I feel like you're trying too hard to prove to someone that that's your belief. You don't have to convince other people what your belief is. You just have to believe what you believe and act accordingly. When you spend all this time trying to prove to me how Christian you are, that's when I give you the side eye like, why are you trying so hard to prove it? That's all I'm saying. And what else did we see? Brooklyn went to go sell her weave at some salon, and I started cracking up when she started naming. She said she had Brazilian, Malaysian, Peruvian, Cambodian, Indian. I want her to say Ecuadorian. just all kind. Laotian. She forgot some countries that she could have named. Pakistani here. It was just, it was going too long. I don't even believe that the hair is even coming from all these places. I think that they straight up lie to people. I think they lie to black people. All the hair is coming from the same place, and they just smack a label on it so you could feel special getting it. Like, oh, this is 100% pure virgin Cambodian hair. And it's like, what the hell would be the difference between Cambodian hair and Malaysian hair? There would be no difference. That's like saying there's a difference. It's both Asian hair. That's like saying the difference between nigga hair and nigga hair. It's the same damn hair. Well, I take that back. As black people, we're one of the few people on earth that have huge variations in our hair. So, score 1 for us. What else? They have a family. They wanted to go take pictures at some stable, and then they admit that they never rode before, which I knew that. And one of them said that they wanted to take the picture at the stable because that shows wealth. And I feel like their whole concept of wealth is that they went and saw the movie Arthur, and they just, that's what wealthy people do, so that's what we're going to do. They should drink champagne every day with their pinkies up. That's, all that. Pinkies up, stiff upper lip, all that. What else? Something about Eunice and her, I keep saying Eunice, because they're calling her Janice, but her name is spelled Junice, so I keep saying Junice, because that's what it looks like. So anyways, I'm just going to keep calling, I'm going to call her Junice, because that's the way it's spelled. I'm not going to try to wrap my head around ghetto enunciation. I can't do it. Your name, it says Junice, that's what I'm calling you, Junice. So anyways, some hubbub about them not telling the family that they were moving, and I don't care. Cyrene is painting her nails with a toddler's tiara on for no reason. Don't care. There's a scene where the father takes the granddaughter to go fly a kite. and they have to use a golf cart to go somewhere else to fly the kite, or to fly the kite up and down the street. And again, you're disproving your wealth right there, because why the hell? I don't know. Maybe this is a Southern New England thing, but the whole houses being close together. I know in some areas you have no choice. Like if you're in Malibu or different parts of LA or something, the houses are close together. Some of them don't even have a front yard. It's just garage and then house. But in a place like, I think they're in Tennessee, there should be enough space for you to get a property with some land around it. And that's, I don't know, that's one of those things that, like I said, maybe it's a New England thing where there's like a sense that if you are wealthy, you should not be able to see your neighbor. If you can see your neighbor, then you're not wealthy. If you can see your neighbor's house, then you're not really that wealthy. You should be able to go and not just fly a kite. I remember we used to live in this house in South Glastonbury. And my father used to skeet shoot in the backyard. That's when you had the little thing and you was pulling, and the I forgot what you call it. The pellet goes up in the air and you're supposed to shoot it with a rifle. We used to do that in our yard. And no one noticed because the neighbors were so far, the houses were so far apart, you could do that. That's the funniest thing. Now that I think back to it, I'm like, wow, we were in the backyard shooting. I don't even think you could get away with that today. I think people would freak right the hell out. But anyways, that's just one of those things. If he had all that money, maybe he wants to live close to downtown, because you can. Some people like that. They want to live a little bit more in a metropolitan area. So, but anyways, the sisters have lunch. I didn't care about their conversation. I couldn't hear it because their clothes were too loud. So, whatever they were talking about. Some more bitching and moaning I don't care about. Oh, I did notice one thing. They were bitching about someone talking about someone else and not saying it to their face. And while they were having this conversation, it really made me appreciate my sisters, because they are very blunt. That's what I'll say. They're blunt. If you do something that they don't like, they're just going to tell you right then and there, however they want to tell you. And there is no, oh, she said this about you behind it. No, it's just any of my sisters will just tell me flat out, I didn't like that you did this and this is why. Or you're wrong for doing this and this is why. But that's just, I guess, how we came up, that you're supposed to don't say anything about someone behind their back that you wouldn't say to their face. You just, especially with family. With family, you should be able to say to your siblings what it is you need to say. As a matter of fact, there are things that you can say to your siblings that no one else can say to them, but you could say to them. It's kind of like one of those things where, me being an older sister, it's like, yeah, I can push my little sister down and throw her in the closet, but if you touch my little sister, I'm going to kick your ass. That's just one of those things. So I didn't understand how they even got into this whole she said stuff when they're sisters. Just say what you have to say to each other and let it be done. What else? Jewel comes home and starts crying, and I just see a bunch of lavender eyeshadow. No, she had lavender not, I was going to say lip gloss, but I think that was lipstick. She had on lavender lipstick and green eyeshadow, which I didn't understand. But she was crying about something to her husband. And all I could think of is my grandmother saying the term putting on airs. That's what she was doing. She was putting on airs because she was not even that bothered by it. She just wanted to get sympathy. Then Benji and Brooklyn in the car. Benji calls Brooklyn fat. At first I was thinking, yeah, that's kind of rude. But then again, I remember that's her brother. And brothers and sisters sometimes say rude things to each other. When I was younger, my brother nicknamed me Mouth because I talk a lot. I can't help it. So, anyways, what else happened? The whole thing in the pond. I don't know what he was trying to do or what he was trying to fix, but why the hell do you need a rope to go in 3 feet of water? And you're like 6'3" to begin with. All you have to do is stand up. How are you afraid if you're afraid of drowning in 3 feet of water? I know we have this stereotype of black people not being able to swim, but this is getting ridiculous. This is to the point where I feel like it's almost, I'm going to say, it's almost child abuse not to teach your child how to swim now. Because you don't know what could happen. What if what if another Katrina happened? I swear there's probably 10 10 to 15% of people died in Katrina because they couldn't swim. And that's messed up to say, but I honestly believe it. That they could not, if they could have swam, they would have swam, to a roof somewhere and sat there. But there were so many people that couldn't, maybe less than that, because there were a lot of people that were elderly and obviously they just didn't have the capacity to move like that. But I do think there was a percentage that just flat out didn't know how to swim. And that's sad. And I don't want to see that ever happen again. So I feel like if you don't know how to swim, at least sign your kid up for swimming lessons when they're about 2 or 3 years old before they get a fear, because it's harder to teach children how to swim when they're already older and they're afraid. It's better to teach them when they're young and they're not afraid of it. So that's my public service announcement. Teach your kids how to swim so that they can be a little bit more safe in the world. Where is... Oh, yeah. He fell in the water, and I can't remember what he said, but all I heard was feet don't fail me now. And it was coonery. Pure coonery when he fell in the water and was asking the guy to pull him on the rope. And all. It was just horrible. Then as if that wasn't bad enough, they sit down and eat fried chicken, which I think they eat fried chicken every episode. I'm not 100% sure. But I think they eat fried chicken every episode, and I'm not okay with that. I have some more. I need to do something about my voice. So what else happened? Brooklyn interrupts her father to present him with a new Escalade. And she had also bought a new Mercedes 2 days earlier than that. And that just shows me where her mind is at. Her siblings talk about how Brooklyn gets her money and accuse her of doing illegal activities. And Benji's asking her all these questions that he really has no right to ask, since he's living in the house too. I felt like he was really out of pocket with that. And then Brooklyn actually says exactly what I was thinking when she told Benji to grow up, get the hell out of the house, and take care of his wife. That's exactly what I was thinking, and Brooklyn said it, so good for her, because he needed to hear that. What else happened? Yeah, I was wondering about the kids. I took some notes on things that I don't see them doing. For people that are so wealthy, I don't see any private music lessons happening. No mentions of college, trade school, apprenticeship, internship, going to the library, learning anything that could be of use at all. At all. Guarantee you Brooklyn doesn't have a business plan. She probably hasn't sat down with a corporate tax attorney. She may not have the registrations to do what she's doing at all. I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, we have to do better. What else? Oh yeah, I made a note about what some wealthy people do if they have connections. Because I was thinking about the whole internship thing. And even if you're not in school, you could still get an internship, because what a lot of wealthy people do is they'll just, call up a college buddy and say, hey, my kid wants to learn this. Can you give him an internship? And there you go. You got an internship. But since neither of the parents have mentioned any type of formal education or even a network, because you don't have to have a formal education to have a business network of people you can call and say, whichever, like the whole thing with Benji wanting to be a DJ. Now, if the father was in the music industry for all this time doing whatever, I hear he's a gospel jazz artist or something like that, why is his son trying to be a DJ? Why isn't he teaching his son about the music industry and, what types of things he might be able to do to further himself? Or if he doesn't know himself, if he's been a musician for all these years, wouldn't he have a network of other musicians who would know, what avenues to go to become a successful DJ? I don't see any of that happening. I don't know. Also, the house. They keep showing us 2 rooms. I don't know why. Maybe the only other rooms in the house are bedrooms, and that's why they don't show them. But we have not seen a fitness center. We've not seen a study. All we saw was the area where the father has his keyboards and stuff, and the kitchen. And I think we saw a dressing room that looked like a communal dressing room. It didn't look like just one person's dressing room. It looked like a bedroom that they turned into a closet area. That's what it looked like. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because people do it all the time. If they have a spare bedroom and they want a really huge walk-in closet, they will do that in a heartbeat. But for a house that size, it seems like there should be other things there that would be helpful to the family. But because what made me think about it is her going to the gym with her brother to practice for the marathon. And I'm thinking back, an episode, but why don't they have a treadmill somewhere in the house? I mean, just regular middle class people have that. You're supposed to be so wealthy. Why would you even have to leave your house to work out? I wouldn't. Let me have that kind of money. I would not leave my house to go work out in somebody's gym with other people's germs and nasty sweat on stuff. I'd have my own in-home gym with, I would actually have a really large flat screen TV in there. And I probably play music videos on it most of the time, because I like listening to music, and that's what I would do. And I would have an area with a big mirror and a ballet bar that would also double as like a Pilates area with the matting and everything. That would be cool. One day. Anything else happen? No, that's it. I went off on a lot of tangents, but that's just what I do. It's these things, they make me think a lot. And I don't have anyone else to talk to about this stuff but you all, because the type of people that I'm around, the type of industries that I work in, they are not reality show people. They're not even TV people. You know what it feels like to sit there and you're trying to have a general conversation, and in your mind you want to say, oh, did you see this or that? And you just know that person is going to say, well, I don't own a television. And I don't even understand these people who don't own a television. And if you are watching Netflix on your computer, that does not count, because that's still watching TV. Because some people, they try to do that to try to act like they're impressive, that, oh, I don't watch TV, but they're watching Netflix on the computer, which is still watching TV. But anyways, thank you for watching. See you later.